Hello, fifth graders. So we just covered gears and how they all work together, and we're ready to move along to lesson 92. This is going to talk about the functions of tools. Okay, so we've already kind of talked about how tools can be simple machines. So we're going to talk about what is the purpose of tools. Okay, so we are on page 10, and it should say tools at the top. I'll read paragraph 1 on page 10. A tool is an object that is used to perform a task. Tools can be used to cut, move, measure, observe, and fasten. Although a tool is usually created for a specific purpose, many tools have a variety of uses. Early humans used basic tools such as rocks and sticks for hunting and preparing food. Through the years, people have designed and built a wide variety of tools to help them obtain food and water, build structures, travel, and learn more about the world around them. Okay, so remember, a tool is just an object that is used to perform a task. So at the beginning of the first sentence, highlight the word tool and just some of the stuff they could do: cut, move, measure, observe, fasten. So examples in the classroom would be like scissors, pencil sharpeners, paper cutter, hole puncher, all those kinds of things. Okay, so that'd be cutting things. If you're trying to move something, it could be a broom, a spoon, a straw, a baseball bat, a doorknob. There's all kinds of different examples of tools. Pretty much anything could be used as a tool. Okay, and then measuring, you could use a ruler, clock, thermometer, calendar. And observe would be like a hand lens, eyeglasses, telescope, microscope, projector, and those types of things. And then fasten things together, it gives examples of like every single thing. Fasten things would be like a paper clip, a zipper, a rubber band, a hair clip, a push pin, a staple, those kinds of things. So like I said, there's a lot of different types of tools, and almost anything can be used as some type of tool. Okay, and then we would have gone over a list of different tools and talked about their primary function. All that means is the primary function is, are you cutting, are you moving, are you measuring, are you observing, or are you fastening something? Okay, it's just helping you to do a task. Okay, so if you think about a straw, the straw's primary function is to move fluids. So that function would be to move something. Okay, so at the middle of page 10, you should have a table called Functions of Tools in there. And if you have it printed out, you can go ahead and write it. If you're able to type it on your document, if you have it, the virtual copy of it, you could type it in a document if you're able to do that. But we're just going to kind of talk about different functions of tools. Okay, so in the box below each word that describes a function of a tool, we're going to write the names of 3 tools. Okay, so like kitchen tools, well, it doesn't even give me any examples of what you're supposed to write, but you could probably think of these on your own. It's really not too difficult to think about. If you're thinking of kitchen tools, think about cut. What's something you can cut with a kitchen tool? You could use a knife to cut something, okay? If you're thinking about moving something in the kitchen, okay, you could use a sponge to move the dirt across the countertop, right? To move it off of there. That would be an example of a tool used to move something. If you're measuring something in the kitchen, you could use a measuring cup. Okay, so that's one example. If you're observing something in the kitchen, that's a little harder to think about with a kitchen. Just observing something. I guess if you're using a microwave and that microwave has a clear glass, that clear glass helps you observe what's in the microwave to see if it's done. Same thing on your oven. You have that clear glass, you can see it cooking in there. Then let's see what else we have. A fasten. Fastening things in the kitchen. That's a little harder to think about too. How could we fasten things in the kitchen? You could think about like a container. That would be something like if you have some sort of Tupperware container and you're fastening a top on top of it. That would be an example of fastening. Or a Ziploc bag you could fasten if you have that in your kitchen. So that's just in the kitchen. So you can think about all different types of tools throughout your entire house and how you can use each. What's the function of each one? Okay. Let's see what else. And then you guys are kind of lucked out of doing an extra project on this because we would have researched the history of a specific tool and written a report about it. So you get to opt out of that for right now. And you would have used the internet to find that information. Okay, but basically, like this is kind of a review thing. You're just talking about different functions of tools and, what are they used for. So this was a pretty extensive project that you get to miss out on. But the chart that we would have filled out, it's basically you had a straw, a clothespin, eyeglasses, nail clippers, spring scale, and you would have just checked off, does it cut, does it move, does it measure, does it observe, does it fasten? So just remember those 5 different functions of any type of tool. What is its purpose is what you're talking about. Okay? And then once you're done reading over that and highlighting, and go ahead and fill in the rest of that box if you hadn't had a chance to. You're just naming 3 tools for each of those purposes. So it can be any type of tool. I named you one of each type from the kitchen, but it can be anywhere in your house. It can be in the classroom, any type of tool you can think of that does that function. Okay, and then after you're done with that, you can do the lesson review 92 that I'm going to post in the classroom.